I'm Glenna with Planning with Glenna. If you are new here, I am so happy that you've joined me. I hope that you will find value in what I'm sharing today. And let's just go ahead and jump in. I want to share with you how I set up my monthly schedule. A lot of times we tend to have post-it notes and kid schedules and spouses schedules and our own and church activities and extracurriculars and all the things. And sometimes some of us have been guilty of missing things because we didn't have a good system, we didn't have it written down. Share with you today something that I have been using for about 2 years. It's been super effective. My customers love it. Every time I do a personal planning session with someone, which is where I just get together with you on Zoom and you tell me what area you want to plan in, and I share with you how I would suggest doing that based on your situation. This is always everyone's favorite thing. It's like a light bulb moment because it's so easy and everything all in one place. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Watched any of my videos, you know, are life for me. The key to my planning system, and it is something that I've used for several years. It makes such a difference. It is to visually see what is going on, whether it's my monthly planner, my weekly planner, if I'm using our Declutter Your Mind insert. You can use a calendar. Obviously, I use it with Tula 12 products. What it does is allows you to see at a glance the time commitments that you have. My coloring system can be is yours can be completely different. This is just what works for me. You can use your markers. You can do colored pencils. You can do mild liner, highlighters. Because I can still write everything down with a pen, and these little dots take up such a small space. So let me show you, if you have not seen Zig dot markers, what they look like. They are absolutely a customer favorite. I can send you the Amazon link if you like. I will put it in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, just put Zig in the comments and I will send you the link. They're amazing. And I have chosen my own personal categories, but you can obviously choose your own. You can have a different color for each person in your family. You can have it for different categories. I have pink for work because pink's my favorite color. I have a color for church activities. I have one for fun. Yes, because we need to schedule in our fun. I have one for personal, which is like haircuts and things like that. Great finances. I have a teal color, which is home. And what happens is I do have labels on mine. Let me see if I can show you. Actually, let me put it down here so you can see. But I don't need. I have purple for relationships. So if I am getting together with a friend, if we're going on vacation to see family, anytime, anything like that, if it's a birthday, something like that, that's what color that is. This is for my husband's business and any trips that we have. This one is health and wellness. Those are just my categories. Hopefully I didn't leave any out. I think I showed you all of them. Those are my categories, and that's how I use it, but you can customize it to fit you. What I do when I get ready to plan my month is I start out with my monthly calendar. This is my brain on paper. I am using the Tula 12 extra large size, and let me see if I can get some better lighting. This lighting is not the greatest. Maybe that's a little bit better. All right, what I do is I have my phone right here because I do use Google Calendar for my appointments and things, especially things that are recurring. I have meetings that happen at the same time every week, and I have a group that establishes a Google Calendar, and all I have to do is upload it to my calendar so that I know when all of those meetings are. But I always carry my planner with me everywhere. So, for example, if I'm getting a haircut, I schedule the next one while I'm there, but I do it in my planner. I don't necessarily put it in my phone. Same thing with doctor's appointments. I have my planner right there. I schedule it in my planner and not in my phone. So I'm referring to both of these at the same time because there are some things that are in my Google Cal, but there are a lot of things that will only be in my planner. So I just, every month as I'm planning my month, I have my phone open to my Google Calendar, and then I also, like, I already have one item listed here, and it came from a separate place, so it's not in my phone, it's only in my planner. The first thing that I do is I write down my things from my Google Calendar. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that process. I'm not going to make you watch me schedule the whole month, but I'm also going to go back and show you this current month because I'm doing March right now and I'm recording this in February. And because a lot of the things that I normally do are not scheduled yet, our larger team, we haven't scheduled next month's activities yet. I haven't scheduled the things for my coaching group yet and some things for my VIP group. So sometimes as I'm doing this, I will think about what dates would work and fill those in if it's something I'm in control of scheduling. But it helps me to go ahead and put the things in that are standard that are in my Google Calendar first before I schedule those other things. So the first thing that I do is every Monday at 11:30 in my membership coaching group, we have a weekly accountability meeting. So that's the first thing I fill in, and that group is called Journey to Success. I abbreviate everything. And it's weekly accountability. So mine says JTS WHAM. I know what that is. I go ahead and fill it in for every week. And I'm going to go ahead and do this part, so bear with me. And there's a reason that I'm going ahead and showing you this. And that is because I need to see when these are, and I'll take you through the process of how I schedule other things that I'm in charge of scheduling so that I don't overbook myself. Anyone else guilty of that? Or am I the only one? All right, the second thing that I put in is at 2:30 every Monday, my larger team, my upline, we have a weekly accountability meeting. So I write that in as well and abbreviate it too. But I really need those times plugged in for me so that if anything else comes up, if I need to hop on Zoom with someone to do a personal planning session, if I need to schedule, say, a doctor's appointment, anything like that. Because I have this all filled in and all in one place, it makes it so easy at a glance to see what times I have available. Okay, so those are every Monday, and then every Wednesday we have training at 11, and it's called Work It Wednesday. And here's a little tip. I know a lot of you are with direct sales companies, you're in coaching groups and all of those things. I highly recommend that if you are able to join those trainings live, you will get so much more out of it. You can take notes, you can ask questions in the chat or on Zoom, whatever the case might be. I know that we can't always do that, but I do my very best to be there, not only to support the person who's spending the time to put all the work in to develop the training, but also I feel like I get the most out of it if I'm there live, if at all possible. If I can't, I do make a note to go back and watch replays, but I really like to be there if I can. The other thing that I have every Wednesday at 2 is I have a group of ladies that I Zoom with, and we have a little work session. I would highly recommend finding a group of ladies to work with. What we do, we try to do. Sometimes we end up chatting more than doing our work sessions, but we really try to do 2 work sessions. And what we will do is visit in the beginning for a few minutes, and then we'll do a 25-minute work session, and then we might take a 5-minute break, and then we try to do a second 25-minute session. We don't always get that second one done, but we have all been in this group for probably about 3 years now, and so we've gotten to be super good friends, and we've been through so many life experiences together, and we have helped each other grow in our businesses. It's been so valuable. So I encourage you to find a group like that. If you don't have one, start one yourself and ask a friend or two who has some tasks they need to accomplish. It doesn't even have to be work. It can be someone you want to clean your house at the same time, or declutter, or anything like that. If you have a project that you want to get done, find a group and do it together on Zoom. It's so valuable. All right. The next thing that I want to fill in, and I don't know about you guys, but when there is a time change, I highlight it on my calendar so that I don't forget. And thankfully, our Tula 12 inserts, this says, so I'll move that so you can see. Daylight savings begins. I know none of us like the time changes, but I like to mark it so that I don't forget. Especially because my husband and I stay in the nursery at church 2 Sundays a month, and it always seems to fall on the Sunday when there's a time change. So that's super important so that we are there at the right time to take care of those babies. So I'm going to mark in and I just put the wrong color. This is my church color. So hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to put nursery in here and here. And then I already have something written. Let's see if I can move this where you can see it. I already have a church event written right here. And so I'm going to try to do that one in the correct color. I'm going to put my dot there. That one is one that is not on my Google Cal but it is on my planner. And then I have a dentist appointment, which is on my Google Calendar at 10:30. So I'm going to put that right here. And I scheduled this 6 months ago. This is another little tip, and I'm doing this differently than I used to. I have set aside, or at least I try to have Tuesdays as my video recording days. And I try to be home to do that. This is a recent change that I've made because I was not getting the videos done that I wanted to. Had I been doing that 6 months ago, I would not have put the dentist at 10:30 on a Tuesday morning, because that is going to take pretty much my whole morning, and now I've lost my recording day. So I'm going to have to tweak that week because that was 6 months ago, and this has helped me tremendously. So if you'll notice, I have Mondays where I have a lot of things on those days, and the same on Wednesdays. That's one of the reasons that I picked Tuesday as my recording day, because I can see at a glance that that day is mostly open for me. The other day that is mostly open is Thursday. So I have been making that my email day so that I work on emails on Thursdays. So what I try to do now is, if I need to schedule an appointment, and I know not everyone has this flexibility, but think about your own situation and what would work for you. I try to schedule haircuts, chiropractor, doctor's appointments, and all of that. Now I try to schedule those on Thursday afternoons, if possible, because that way I have already been able to get my email done, hopefully, and any other projects that I needed to work on, and I can still get to that appointment late in the afternoon, and it's not in the morning or in the middle of the day and ruining my whole day. We don't live close to doctors, so it's a minimum of a 20-minute drive. Most of the time it's longer. So that is quite a big chunk of time. So it works much better if I put it at the end of the day, so that I can at least get some of my work done, if not all that I wanted to do that day. So again, that's what works for me, and you might have to adjust that for your own personal situation. But I highly encourage you to look at your schedule and see if there are things that you can set aside a certain day to do, and then have a day that can be errands and appointments and all of that, instead of spreading them out throughout the week. I did not do this, and sometimes I would be gone every day of the week. I still might have days like that occasionally, or weeks like that, but I really don't prefer it. It works much better for me if I try to consolidate that. And most of the time, as long as you're scheduling things in advance, you can usually schedule where people can accommodate you. At least I found that to be the case. So next time, my dentist will not be scheduled at 10:30 on a Tuesday morning. All right, that is actually all that I have on my Google Calendar thus far, because when I'm filming this, it's still February, and I will get more dates in the next week or so. So I wanted to flip back to February and show that to you, because it's full. It's a hot mess. I don't worry about it being nice and neat and all of that, because by the end of the month, it just isn't. This is my current month. I know it looks kind of crazy, but this works so well for me. So well. For example, you can see that at 4:15 on a Tuesday, I did schedule my chiropractor. That's because she's not there. She wasn't there on Thursday. And that was late enough in the day that I could still get my videos done. and go do that. So that worked for me. I have put in my Tula 12 paydays. They are coded in green, which actually I could go ahead and put those on here because that is the 10th and the 25th. The great thing about this system is when you get a calendar, let's say that you have kids in school or you have grandkids and your daughter or son or whoever it is sent you their schedule of maybe ball games if you go to their ball games, or let's say that they're in a play and you can go on these different days, whatever the case might be. For me, my schedule would be when Tula 12 releases the schedule for March, I take that calendar and immediately go in and plug in those dates. When our larger team, when we get that schedule, I plug in those dates as well. I try to do it as soon as I get the schedule. What I like to do is take a screenshot of it and then go to my monthly planner and plug those dates in. Otherwise, I tend to forget to do that. And then the reason that I want to do that is because then when I get to the things that I need to schedule for myself and for my coaching group and for my VIP group, I have all those other things plugged in. For example, we are doing a monthly craft night in my VIP group, and we'll be on Zoom. I'm not scheduling that yet. I know it's going to be on a Thursday in March, but I want to wait until I get some other calendars before I schedule that. The other thing that I schedule is one of the things that my coaching group members get is a one-on-one with me. Some months it's 30 minutes and some months it's an hour. Now I've been doing those all on one day. So I need to pick what day that's going to be, but I need to have that other information first because that takes me an entire day. When I have one-on-ones, I don't schedule anything else for that day. So I'm not plugging that in yet until I get some other information to make sure that I'm not overbooking myself. So that is another tip too. Again, it's so easy when you look at this visual picture to figure out where things can go. One of the things that I do for company events, I put it right up here at the top. Some of these, for example, I know that we got $5 Friday information on this day. It doesn't always come at a specific time, but that's a reminder up there for me that we will have it on that day. That helps me to schedule other things because when I look at that, I know that I'm going to need to post that information. So I will make sure that I have a little bit of time to work on that day, even though I don't know specifically what time that information will be available. That's been really helpful to me to just list it up there. The other thing, which I know I've mentioned in another video, it might have been in my coaching group though. If you are with a direct sales company, which I know many of you are, and let's say that you are going to have a big promotion, a sale, it's the day your new catalog comes out, anything like that. When we have a $5 Friday, I allow, because our $5 Fridays go live at 10 a.m. my time, I do not schedule anything else from 10 to 11 on those days because I am usually getting customer messages and I want to be available to answer them. Also, anytime anyone places an order, I send them a thank you message. So if they are placing $5 Friday orders, then I want to have that time to drop them a message and say thank you. So I do the same thing on the day that our monthly products release. So our products released on the 3rd in February. I do not schedule anything from 10 to 11 on those days, because that way I am available to answer questions. Or let's say that something is coming out that I know someone loves, or I have, if you've watched some of my videos, we have a product called the Art of Planning and Journaling. I have several people who want to know immediately when that is available. It is a monthly item, and so you order it in February and you use it in March. So they want to order right away so that they have it in time to get it ready for March. So I have certain people that I message and say, hey, P&J is live, here's the link. Because I have this note right here, I know to allow some time to be able to serve my customers well. So you can apply that no matter what you do. If there are products coming out or anything like that, whatever your company's schedule is or your own business schedule is, that gives you a little reminder that you need to allow that time to be able to serve your customers well. I hope this has been super helpful. I hope that you have gained some ideas. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the comments. I will be happy to answer them for you. If you would like the zig dot markers and you don't have any yet, the link will be on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, just put zig in the comments and I will send you the link. I love them and they have worked so well for me and many of my customers. I thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have an awesome day.